Right. Here we are all together.
Yeah. As beautiful as we are. Just showing up in presence, just as we are. Such innocence. The only problem there ever was failing to accept your innocence. Okay. Now we can just take a breath, a deep breath. Arrive here. Just allow yourself to feel exactly what you're feeling. Just take a look as if you are an observer. In a very relaxed way. Just allow yourself to feel the feelings you have underneath the thoughts. Try to drop down beneath the thoughts. It can be useful to just connect with your body, maybe with your stomach or your heart. Breathe. Just observe, take note how you're feeling. If there are any opinions or thoughts still moving around, you can see if you can let go of these. There is nothing we need to know or remember. Remembering the present light requires that we forget all else. Can forget all our concerns, all our plans. Release whatever you think you have to hold on to. And we open to Holy Spirit's presence, healing, correction of our minds. And really let the Holy Spirit in your being, your thoughts, your concerns. relax even more. It is our birthright to be so relaxed in our mind, merged into one. Spirit's light. So in this place we can invite some joining here in the group.
I feel like last night's sessions just touched some core places. Yeah. I'm kind of in this place where I think, oh, well, I'm not allowed to be scared. So
Right. Nobody said that to you. That's not what we addressed.
no, but that's what it's touched, that feeling like that's what the world's telling me, you know, that everyone else is allowed to have emotions and everyone else is allowed to have needs. And there's almost an expectation that I need to tend to those, but I'm not. It's a core, it ties in with my core story, which is I can't rely on anyone. Everyone lets you down. I really want to heal it. It's kind of a mixed bag because it's that feeling like, oh, I'm useful while everyone else has needs and emotions. Then I'm wanted. I can, but if it's me, there's no one there. So that ties in with the, can't rely on anyone's story. And there's also something about the fear just to talk, which I have no idea what that is. Yeah, some fear that just talking is dangerous.
Sounds, it sounds like a difficult belief to have, that you can't have feelings or share them.
Yeah, it's been there forever.
Yeah, so maybe we can invite another way, because the way you have been operating, you have actually triggered exactly what you're afraid of. So it's been a cycle of fear. What you're afraid of, you have triggered the way you have tried to assure that it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
By the talking.
Yeah.
So maybe there's another way of talking about the fear.
Yeah, there's a like, because in with that is the desperate need to be understood. Like even when me and Gareth we did that book, didn't we? And it just to see the core wounds, like Gareth's is being criticised and mine's to be understood. So I feel like I need to talk and talk and talk because there's this desperate need just to be understood. and it's not, and I don't want to criticize. All I want to do is for someone to say, yeah, I can understand. But we're supposed to let go of that need.
No, but it's more about detecting exactly the way you're feeling. So we can take last night as an example because it's so near.
Yeah.
And just in that moment, it would be sufficient to say, I'm scared. Or I have some feelings around going home, because it was like escalating towards the time you were going to leave. And you really were in that pattern there at the end.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh, I need to say it perfectly because, you know, I feel this is like the string that's just run through the whole last 2 years. This pressure, it feels like intense pressure to say it just right. Like, which almost makes the rambling worse.
Yeah. So it's a line that comes to mind from Jesus. It's from the healed relationship, which is what I talked about last night. So it's talking about this, disorganization in the relationship that has been there in the past, and you've started to become an organized relationship where there is a purpose. But the ego is wild, it's so much fear still. So it says here, this is the time for faith. You let this goal be set for you. That was an act of faith. Do not abandon faith now that the rewards of faith are being introduced. So it was yesterday, we had a beautiful interaction, joining with both of you. There were openings, we were joining, communication.
Yeah.
So the rewards of faith are being introduced. If you believed the Holy Spirit was there to accept the relationship, why would you not now still believe that He's there to purify what He has taken under His guidance? It's like the guardian here. It's beautiful. Have faith in your brother in what but seems to be a trying time. So have faith in Gareth. Gareth has faith in you in what but seems to be a trying time. It's not true that it's a trying time, but it seems to be. The goal is set and your relationship has sanity as its purpose. So it's the fear of insanity that comes up.
Fear of getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And probably some kind, I don't even know what I'm actually asking for around the communication. Don't know what I want. It's like just.
Yeah, and now it's time to give what you want, actually. To give the trust that you want to be given to you.
Yeah, I want to say I feel like I have been, but difference.
I think it was beautiful yesterday, for example. But then towards the end, when this habits you have of kind of defending against something that hasn't yet happened. Seemed to have happened in the past, but it hasn't yet happened. And defensiveness provoke attack, it's if I defend myself, I am attacked. You can't really, that's not really what's going on. It's a fear of present joining there when this kind of future assurance scheme comes in.
Yeah, and then that's what fires up the fear. Like, oh, now I don't know what to say to do the present joining, or like it's all on my shoulders, or there's some beliefs like that. So then I go quiet. It's like I absolutely just shut down. I go, it's been like lifelong.
Yeah. Even when you don't have words, we can trust that the Holy Spirit knows, and you are on a safe trajectory of healing. So even when you don't know how to express
Trust. I just felt completely misunderstood probably all my life.
Mm.
Like there was nowhere at all to say I'm sad and that would be my pattern. I would just go and draw or go and be alone and go and be quiet. And I think that it kind of, I can't even remember, but I'm presuming that stopped quite early. There was an awareness quite early on that, oh yeah, there's nowhere to go with feelings. So I think it just created a total shutdown.
Yeah. So maybe you're also angry at your parents, and this anger is still there, and it comes out sometimes in the situation of soon you're going to go home with Gareth, and
yeah, not being heard. I can see the anger comes up when I feel unheard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like someone's trying to tell me, because that was the other thing. If I did, on the rare occasion when I'd go and say I'm feeling depressed, oh, don't be stupid. Yeah, what's wrong with you? There's nothing.
So you had to defend your feelings.
Yeah. Probably see when we did another activity from that book, it was like you had to do a meditation and you'd go into your childhood home and go around the rooms and then meet the people. And there's like different things you had to do in this activity. And one of the things that came out of it that shocked me was the level of anger. Like every single person I met, yeah, it was. And yeah, not violence, but anger.
It's good. Good to see. It's just to see the pattern, that's why we can dive in a little bit in how it was in your childhood, see what you built up there in this pattern, this defensive pattern, so that you can understand it, you can actually start to let it go.
Mm.
Allow a new way of approaching even emotions. You can read The Healed Relationship maybe together on the first half of it.
We read it 6 times.
I see. That's good.
Make sure we understood it. Just to make sure we understood it. Read it yesterday as well before we come.
Yeah, we've been reading it for about a week.
Oh, very good. Well, it's your chapter. It's your chapter of the journey, that experience.
Yeah, and I love is it the next part, like the first paragraph, but then the next paragraph talks about putting the goal out front. I don't know if I've got it confused, but I love that section as well.
Yeah,
deciding, like in the world, things happen and then you conclude. But this was like, put the goal out front if you want. You can say any situation, bring me peace, show me peace from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. Setting the goal comes after the healed relationship.
Setting the goal, yeah. Sure.
Thank you, guys. Anybody else?
I just want to express my gratitude for this, you know, because, and I also want to, yeah, it's just amazing what can happen when you're so willing to face. And let's just take this thing with hurt that I faced so much lately, and to just be so, yeah, let's look at it. What is the common denominator that causes all this pain, and what am I doing, you know? What are my beliefs? And I have done that with you guys, and yeah, I can just say that something has very much lifted for me, and I feel so much more, I feel lighter, and I feel calmer, and a lot more power, you know? It's like it starts here and not so yeah, it's just beautiful.
It is.
Thank you.
Blessed willingness just pays off as an experience. It's beautiful.
One more thing, I've with this power, I've taken so many steps that I postponed for so long.
Cool. That's beautiful. It is a breaking free of old patterns. That's really what it is. And first, we need to see them. They're ingrained. They've been running our lives, our minds. To be willing to see the patterns. That's just it. Dirk? You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. No, I think it's unmuted.
Yep.
I'm unmuted. It fits as always. Yeah, I found this. What came to me during these sharings was this belief that I'm here in form, I am a bad person. So a form, I think, refers to my feelings of unworthiness to do things wrongly, and this idea, if I do something in form wrongly, I will be punished by some maybe unrecognized form or authority.
Yeah, so these patterns, they play out themselves. It's what we spoke about earlier. If you're afraid of it, you believe it, and it will show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, and I think I know this pattern to even to hold back doing things or tasks in form.
Yeah.
And because if I do them wrongly, it's as if it's real. Yeah, I create or I do something. Yeah, and it's this deeper unworthiness, or that I'm a bad person. So I have thoughts about my own suspicious thoughts about myself.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
I have my motivations are bad, and
yeah. So all of this comes after the projection has happened. You know.
Yeah.
So the projection is that someone outside of you has a motive or is an authority, and it's, you know, I think you're on to the pattern. We talked a bit about it when you were here too. And it's very important to become very honest with yourself in each moment and say, what do I want? What am I calling for? What is, and you are aware of that, and then follow that without projecting, because this habit of projecting out an authority, somebody outside of you that has an opinion about what you feel in your heart, it makes you go against what you want in your heart. It's crazy.
Could you repeat the last sentence, please, or the last two?
Yeah, by projecting out an authority.
Yeah.
If someone outside of you has an opinion about what you do, you know, when it originally was what your heart is calling for, it makes like an enemy outside of you, and that you have to constantly put the brakes on, as if there is somebody outside that is trying to control you, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a twisted projection that happens first, that I think you're getting ready to release that pattern and to start to see it even more, to be able to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's helpful to see it, to be remembered, and to remember that it's my projection, or it's inside this mind, and I am generating it somehow. That it is this feeling I have. Then these fearful feelings, or even guilt comes up, and that's weird that this authority is outside me, seemingly, or projected on persons, maybe even you, yeah, as authorities, and who are waiting to see or telling me my flaws or my wrongdoings, but it's all in me, and not worthy of this incorruptible innocence you spoke of in the beginning here. It touched me to be remembered of my incorruptible innocence, which envelops everything, and not to make, and so to find my heart, to find what is my heart saying, what is helpful.
Yeah. Remember when you were here, we got into oneness. We talked about oneness, one mind, that there is only one mind. So it's just your mind speaking to you. It's one mind. There is no other.
Yeah, it's wow. Yes, and that it's helpful to hear all these sharings, voices, insights in, yeah, it's me or us. Okay.
Yeah. There are some sayings coming to my mind, some wisdom. One is, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That means don't be defensive or feel threatened by love.
Okay, the new way to see these sentences. Okay, these.
Yeah, it's going to lead into trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good theme here today. Don't trust in your own little strength alone. But every sharing here has been about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Holy Spirit is not only a voice in me, seemingly in this body. So it's in the Holy Spirit speaks to me from everything, everybody, or he tries it at least.
Yeah.
So there is not an absence of holiness, or because I presume there's an absence.
Yeah, and there's
there's a place that's not holy.
Mm.
It's bad, or not there, or wrong, not trustworthy, and maybe inferior than me. Mm. Mm. Yeah, maybe I want to be superior.
Yeah, the ego does.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, better than. Okay. Okay.
Matthew has a column of light right down
Yes.
his chakras or something.
Kundalini awakening. Snake of the spirit.
Still feeling quite confused. I don't think confused is the right word, but there's lots of different things, and yeah, maybe I am confused. I don't know what's relevant and what isn't, and yeah, memories. And what was coming up was, I don't know if it's even relevant to talk about this, but just being in hospital for 6 weeks, and after the first week, it's relevant. I can feel just not having any visitors because they were so far away, and something happened to me in that it's like I'm really going it alone, but I wanted some help. I wanted not everybody in the hospital to be looking at poor Anne and their visitors coming to sit with me because I didn't have any.
So just take a moment and allow these painful memories, these painful feelings.
It's pride. It's like, don't come and feel sorry for me.
Mhm.
I can't bear it.
Mhm.
I want to build up this idea that there isn't a lack of love. It's just circumstances. But I couldn't. Yeah.
So this was your own projection that they felt sorry for you, you know. So maybe it's a call for a retranslation in the mind.
Well, I could overhear. It's very difficult not to overhear conversations, you know, when you're sat in a bed and it's like, oh, thing, you know, and I did hear things like that, you know, it's a shame she's left on her own.
Yeah, even that is, it's actually your thoughts.
Yeah.
So beliefs. Yeah. And then this pride that you wanted your special people to come to you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was young, I didn't, really understand what was happening. You know, you just wake up in a hospital bed and it's like, what happened?
Mm.
Trying to piece it together.
This is after the motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I was told things that happened, but I have no recollection whatsoever. You know, I was the wild animal, you know, like the stallion where they had to strap me down because I was in so much pain. But they couldn't even, you know, like give me a calming injection or anything because I was just wild, you know. It's like,
Well, traumatic. It sounds terrible.
I was like apparently punching out, you know, like, and telling them to fuck off, and, you know, so they had to strap me down. But they actually came to visit me, the ambulance people, you know, the paramedics. They came to visit me in hospital, and they were kind of sweet. But it was, yeah.
So you had visitors that came from for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Heart connections. Yeah,
yeah. They just really felt for me. It's like,
it's beautiful. That was true. There was a.
yeah. It's actually good to see that because they were so sweet. And I'd had an injection because I was going for a second operation, and I was just like really just kind of chilled. And they were like, "Oh, you're just like not the same person, you know," because I was just completely wild apparently, just so much pain. But I had the thoughts of there were times, you know, in the hospital where because I was in traction and they took me out of traction and I had to get to the end of the bed and start to do these physical exercises. But I had this memory, and I'm in a lot of pain just at the moment, down the opposite leg. But I just had this memory of how incredibly, you know, painful my knee was like about 3 times the size of my knee. And to just move it even a tiny little bit was absolute agony. So I just sunk to the back of the bed and I'm like, no, nobody's going to move me. Nobody's going to move me. But then there were times where, yeah.
Yeah, there's something really difficult. So we're just here with you. And maybe you can take someone's hand there. Yeah. If you could share what came up.
in the movie last night, when I can't remember, Robert Redford's character was talking to Grace, you know, about what had happened. And he told her a story about this guy that just completely disappeared.
Yeah.
And she said, I know that place. And that's kind of what I did for a really long time. When I arrived back, is it okay to keep talking?
Yeah, and maybe just acknowledge too, like you're here with all of us, and Karin is, you know, lovingly holding you. And so when we're going into this place of having disappeared, you know, we're now looking together.
Thank you.
Because I think that happened with this phone thing yesterday with the card. You actually disappeared. You actually thought you had no resource, no support.
Yeah. So I got sent out of the hospital with a nurse, and she stayed, and I was trying to act like everything was okay, and you know, let's go out, and I did. But I just ended up feeling like so distant from everything and everybody. And that was it, you know, like after that night, so I couldn't even speak. I didn't speak for months and months. Apart from yes, no. I just got taken around because nobody knew how to deal with anything. Nobody spoke. It's like, just take her out. Take her out to a club. Take her out, you know, somewhere.
Like a dog, take the dog out for a walk.
Yeah, like that's going to resolve something. But nobody talked about anything. So I just, Maria spoke about it, and it's like that shut down. So, yeah. That was how I felt yesterday, in a condensed version, if you like. But it was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. And I was listening, you know, like to the projection thing that you talked about. And it's like, I can see that that's what's happening, but I don't know how to stop it happening sometimes. It becomes very automatic. I was frightened to actually, you know, when I was trying to piece it together, it's like I was frightened. That's why I sat and tried to log on at least or something, because I had this fear of going to Matthew and him saying, have you tried? And he does say that. So it's like, yeah, trying to see that that's my mind, and I'm creating this, but I don't have to stop it. It's like, yeah, he's going to say this and he's going to say that, and it happens.
Yeah, and I think all this happened for healing, because the circumstances too, where you tried to reach out to us for the card and we didn't hear you knock, although we were here, I think, you know, so it's like an orchestrated circumstance for this to come up for healing now, because you are ready for it. And I want to just suggest, you know, that everything is wide open, like even the way you thought you just had to go to Matthew and you thought you had to try first. But perhaps you go to Anna and say, I want to just share this fear I have that Matthew is going to say, have you tried? And, you know, just allow new ways, because you are breaking out of this lonely place where you disappeared in the past. And that, I think you're actually facing the terror that you were in back then. And it's not going to happen anymore once that is, you know, you're processing that now. And it'll happen less and less and less.
So even my friends just disappeared and everything. It's like nobody could reach me, but I couldn't reach out.
Yeah. And this also will be healed.
The guy that was Steve, who was riding the motorbike, we just got into a relationship. It was completely brand new. But he asked me to come down, like, when I was ready, because he was out of hospital before me. I couldn't communicate with him. I couldn't speak with him. He seemed to be more interested in, am I going to sue him, you know, for the accident? But to sue him, I would have had to lie, and I was encouraged by the police to lie, that I didn't know that he wasn't insured for it. So I didn't sue him. But then I got a lot of flack from my family for not doing that.
Feels like you were praying and you did what felt right.
It didn't feel right. I would have had to lie, and it was like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, it feels like you did the right thing. Because the attack and defense game, suing and stuff, not really spirit's way. So,
but I kept thinking I did something wrong, because it's like, maybe it would have been helpful, you know, to.
you did the right thing, and I'm glad. It's sad and nobody said that to you until now, but yeah, I think somewhere you knew that you did the right thing.
Yeah. How could I live with that lie? You know, it just made no sense to me.
So it was a bit like the girl and the horse, you know, in the horse whisperer. They want to avoid each other because it was so painful. The reminder of the accident was so painful that they just try to avoid each other for a lot of the time. Although there was a desire to heal and join, which happened in the end. And maybe this was a bit with the guy too. It was too painful. You couldn't join with him.
No, he couldn't join with me. I think he had the guilt, you know, for the accident. I didn't know what happened. Did I do something? Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have to try to figure out what happened, but when you relax more, you may remember more.
I even went to hypnotherapy just to try and resolve, you know, what is going on? Why can't I get past this, or why do I not remember? There's lots of things in my childhood that I don't remember, but you know, this. Yeah. Maybe it's okay not to remember the pain. It was not the kind of pain that you want to go through.
Yeah. There's a section in the course called the decision to forget. Yeah. The first line there saying, unless you first know something, you cannot dissociate it. So there is, you have remembered, but it was actually quite painful. So you dissociated the moment it happened, you know. this is exactly how the separation from God happened. Dissociated. Knowledge must precede dissociation, so that dissociation is nothing more than a decision to forget. What's been forgotten then appears to be fearful, but only because the dissociation is an attack on truth. Yeah, we don't have to get into these metaphysics because I feel it's more helpful for you to be in touch with your emotions. But I don't think it's helpful to be fixated on trying to remember. You know, I think allowing all the emotions to move through, and memories come if they come and when they come. But, yeah. And I see you're going through so much of your past traumas and stuff that have happened, shame and guilt and these more terrifying experiences. You're doing a lot of inner work. Allowance. So it's just to continue to be gentle.
Yeah. You know, I am sustained by the love of God. It's like I'm clinging on to that as much as I'm clinging on to Karen's hand at the moment.
Yes. Very, very, very healing lesson today. Yeah. That's it. And it's nothing you really need to cling on as much as just allow, relaxing to expand inside. Yeah. Because if we cling on to it, that implies that there is something scary or fearful that we have to avoid.
Yeah, that I can feel that. She said it. So yeah. Just move through.
Yeah.
Just want to say, you know, like there's a lot of physical pain at the moment, and I do think it's all related. But that being in a hospital and only ever being poked around or taken for physio or whatever, was like no touch, no feel. So when you actually said, like, to reach out to Karen, she reached out to me because I don't think I knew how to in that moment. Yeah, it's just this physical touch in that moment, of those kind of moments.
Right. May have been re-traumatizing or very painful if it hurt when they.
That was the only touch that I got. Yeah. Being taken on and off a bedpan was like traumatizing, so I kind of didn't stop my bodily functions for about a week, and used to pretend to each nurse that I'd been to the toilet, you know, when the next one came on duty, because I didn't want to keep enduring that pain.
Yeah, it sounds very intense.
Yeah, just.
And you can go into those memories with the Holy Spirit's care.
Yeah.
Right. Allow more healing touch, you know. You can give yourself healing touch. Maybe in your legs and your knee. And
I've started to do that actually, yeah, just touching different places. And,
That's good. We can do it as a group more too. The massage was so healing, helpful. Do more of that.
There's a guilt for taking up space. So I just want to place that on the altar and not carry it.
Our space is all for the healing. So yeah. Yeah, it's only the little I that says so. Here also is sending love. Yeah, it's only the little I that is afraid of taking up space, but it's not who you are. Your healing is healing the whole.
Yeah. Okay.
Very welcome, and big hug. I'll give you one real one later. And it's okay to allow all the tears. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
Open the floodgates.
It feels like it just has to come through.
Yeah. Maybe Karin's hand on your back is helpful again.
Because there's still a feeling like I just want to get in the fetal position in bed and just go on. Yeah. Well, I would think I don't know, on my own in the bed. Maybe not.
Do that if you feel. It's okay. Yeah. Is there anyone else there? Share.
Maybe have some restlessness. And like a metallic feeling in the head.
Sounds a bit intense.
Yeah. But the calm at the same time. Something similar, like not taking up space, and but sometimes I feel I go into all the sharings and then in a way forget what is yeah, maybe disappearing in a way. But there is nothing like pull to yeah, in me at the moment.
Thank you. That was something. So it's good to join, and just that you name that metallic feeling and yeah, the feelings.
Yeah.
Just to feel like that's being released or just mentioned.
Mm.
Thank you. Any last words?
I don't think I have any. No.
Wordless peace. Thank you so much, everyone. See you tomorrow.